And just like that, the boys are back. Matt, Jack, and Brian, views from section 400. Happy belated Mother's Day. Is that how you would say that, belated? Or is that just for birthdays? I'm not sure. But happy belated Mother's Day. Every day's Mother's Day. We're not going to single it out. But when we do, happy belated Mother's Day. I don't know. We're just rolling with it here in section 400. Everybody had a long, foggy weekend. I definitely had some fun this weekend with the fam, hanging with my mom. I don't know if you guys did anything crazy, had a nice dinner, spent some quality time with mom, but hopefully it was a good one, and we hope everybody that's watching enjoyed their family time as well. But sports world doesn't take a break. I got to be locked in. We have a monster show tonight, and it really wraps up with the NBA draft lottery that we're going to kind of do a live reaction for. All the hype is around the Sixers right now. Are they going to get the number one pick? Are they not going to get the number one pick? Are they going to get the absolute most Philly thing to happen and get dropped out of the first 6 picks so that OKC gets the pick? That seems more than likely the way the luck goes around here, especially for that organization. But we'll start off with some NBA playoffs. We'll kick it over to a little bit of NFL news. I don't know if you guys know the NFL schedule releases on Wednesday, so we have some game leaks already. We'll get into that. A little bit of an NHL update. Flyers are in it, so I haven't been as locked in. I know Brian and Jack have their heated rivalry, and the Panthers
got the win.
Hanging
long
in there.
series.
Hanging in there and hanging on by a thread, but they definitely just propelled themselves right back into the series. A big one for them the other night. Let's get a quick word from SeatGeek. We got a packed show. Let's get it.
We finally made it through winter. Spring is here, summer is coming, and the best place to get tickets to all the baseball games, all your summer concerts, or anything else is SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the official sponsor of Views from Section 400. First-time purchasers can use our code ViewsFrom400 at checkout for $20 off any tickets, whether you're going to a baseball game, watching the Mets, watching the Phillies, you want to see a country concert on a lawn, and wherever venue you want to go to. SeatGeek is the place to go. Super easy to get any ticket. They have a one-of-a-kind system, shows you the best deal for your buck, and the best part, you get $20 off your first purchase with code ViewsFrom400 at checkout. We love SeatGeek. Thank you to them again. And here's the rest of the show.
All right, thanks to SeatGeek as always. Always good to get them in there, and make sure you use the code for the $20 off. Not a bad deal right there. But the NBA playoffs rolls along. We've seen some crazy things happen, some crazy series. The Celtics finally got a win. They did everything they could. I think it was a big win, right? It was pretty much a blowout, or at least they were up big. I don't know if the Knicks came back and made it tight, but they hang around, keep themselves in the series. If they get one more win at MSG, this thing's tied up, and you basically can just erase the previous 4 games because it's back to 0-0.
Yeah, the Celtics are going to win Game 4. Not only did the NBA bring in Scott Foster, Mr. Extender himself, but there was a crazy stat I saw on Twitter. The Knicks have lost their last 8 playoff games on ESPN. Game 3 was also on ESPN the Ocho Day, so just a bad day for the Knicks in the number 8. The good news for the Knicks is besides Game 4, there's only one other game on ESPN. The other ones are on TNT, and they're 7-1 in their last 8 on TNT. So the Celtics will win Game 4, but if the trend holds, it looks like the Knicks might win in 7.
And we're basing this on which network holds the game.
Correct.
Well, considering how crazy the series has been with the Celtics missing 43s a game and blowing 20-point leads and Mikal Bridges playing 45 minutes, I don't know what kind of basketball analysis to put into this other than this game's on ESPN or TNT.
Bridges played 51 minutes. But yes, it has been a
more
crazy
averaging
series.
his minutes per game this series.
The fact that the Celtics lost both at home in just a crazy, we're so bad fashion, and then go out to MSG, lock in, and win that game. I mean, it's just weird how that works out. It's almost like bettors were screwed from the start. But I gotta give the Celtics the credit, dude. They actually hit their shots. That's the difference between the first 2 games and the third one, which they won. They actually started hitting shots. Everyone was doing it. Horford, Pritchard, Tatum. He's had a tough series, but he was doing it. Everyone looks good over there. Shout out Derek White too.
Yeah, I think we see the Celtics tie this one up. I believe they get Game 4, and then it's back to anybody's ball game. So I think that game's tonight. We'll see where that series is trending, right now when you guys are all watching this. But a team that I think has no chance of making a comeback, and I'm sure my words will be eaten as they usually are, the Cavaliers are on the brink of elimination. The Indiana Pacers just really haven't been able to be stopped. The Pacers have thrown pretty much everything at them, and the Cavaliers don't know how to react when a new move or new guy comes at them. So Donovan Mitchell, to Brian's credit, has been trying to keep his team in this and been trying to carry them as best he can. And what that has resulted is a 3-1 series deficit to try and win Game 5 on the road. They are an 8.5-point favorite on the road. I think they're on the road. That's how it lays out right here. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but 8.5 seems like a lot of points if they are on the road.
They are on the road. They're in Indiana right now.
8.5-point favorite in Game 5 seems pretty large. What are the betting more?
In Game 5,
What?
Cleveland's at home.
I thought we were talking about Game 4.
Game 4,
Yeah.
Indiana was at home. Game 5.
I mean Game 5. The
Cleveland's
way
at
they
home.
have it on this right here, it shows like Cavs at Pacers, but whatever. I agree. They should not be that big of a favorite on the road. So at home makes sense. Maybe the Pacers drop this one, but there's just no way the Cavs have enough that the Pacers just need one more win.
Yeah, I definitely did not hear you right before there because I thought you meant the Pacers were favored. The Pacers should be favored. They were up 41 freaking points at halftime in Game 4. I don't know how you could possibly not be the favorite going into Game 5, but yeah, I got the Pacers, man. The Cavs are all but washed at this point. I know I think it was their president of operations or the GM. Someone said, we're Cleveland. We've been in this, we've been down 3-1 before. We can do this. You don't have LeBron. You have a hurt Donovan Mitchell, a hurt Darius Garland. It's not happening.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell was trying until he hurt his calf. And then the coaching staff was like, you're down an NBA Eastern Conference record, 41 points. Maybe rest the calf and we'll get him in Game 5. That record was tied with the Cavaliers, except the 2017 Cleveland Cavaliers were up by 41 points on the Celtics. So both ends of history there for Cleveland. I keep saying it. I've said it the last 2 podcasts. You don't want to be a blue and yellow team up 3-1 on the Cleveland Cavaliers, but Kyrie, LeBron, and Richard Jefferson, who was part of that team in 2017, aren't coming to help you come back from down 3-1.
No, they're absolutely not. And I don't know. The Cavs just seem dead in the water. Like I think we have on the ticker right here. They're just, Cavs are dead. I mean, there's just no life. It feels like for them to even have a leg and stand on and come back. And like I said, maybe they win Game 5 and it goes to 3-2. But do you really see this team? I didn't even know they were injured that badly. I don't mind buying a point or two here. Just take the Pacers plus 10, probably decent odds, and just see what happens. I mean, I don't see the Pacers getting blown out here, but
they had 8 field goals in that first half, 14 turnovers. It's so bad.
Yeah, and then on the other end, the Pacers got whatever they wanted. They looked like they were playing some street ball, Harlem Globetrotters at some point, just messing around.
I mean, they were. Benedict Mather and ball tap DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, just playing with their food.
I'm trying to think before this backfires on me, but is Tyrese Halliburton the most informed, the hottest player in the NBA playoffs right now? It's got to be him or Brunson, right?
The thing about Halliburton is it's not even all him. Like Obi Toppin scored 20 points in this game. Miles Turner's hitting step back threes. Like the Pacers are just in general might be the hottest team we've seen in a long time in the playoffs.
Just the hottest team in general.
They are firing on all cylinders. It was good to see Obi Toppin hitting some deep shots on top of some monster dunks down low. But yeah, the Pacers are deep. They play a lot of guys, and they're all playing really well. I think I said it on a couple podcasts ago, but they look like the Spurs. The Spurs that we love watching with Pop and all them. That's what I'm getting from this team. They play good team basketball, and it's tough to stop that.
If you want this game summed up in an image. Obi Toppin did like the MJ reverse layup on the baseline. All he was missing was the tongue sticking out. And Darius Garland hit him with like a surrender cobra. Like, oh God, he's doing that and we're down by 30. Like, I want Donovan Mitchell to make it out of the second round, but I think they're going to need like Grimace and his friends to do the halftime show in Game 5. That's their only goal.
Yeah, it's not happening.
I also, I don't know who is coaching the Cavs right now, to be honest, because he's got to be a bum.
Is it JB Bickerstaff? No, he was the Pistons guy.
Now. Yeah,
Kenny Atkinson.
Oh, the crackhead. Yep,
it's for sure Atkinson because he won Coach of the Year.
I don't know what the game plan was with Max Strus basically playing the 5 for your defense, but it did not work. Like if you go back and watch the first, I would say first quarter, but like first 10 minutes of that basketball game, the Pacers went at Max Strus down low like 5 straight times, and Strus was just like, I don't know what to do here. I mean, he's trying his best, but he's getting frustrated. Pascal Siakam, go watch it. That's called domination.
Yeah, you have Mobley on one leg. I don't know what Jared Allen was. He was playing volleyball, which I guess he does half the time on the basketball court anyway. But they are. I don't know how this team. They won 62 games in the regular season. I mean, I guess they started 20-0, but this does not look like a team that won 60 games.
Yeah, they were the 1 seed, and I don't know if I've been publicly on air here saying it. I know in the playoffs I've been saying it, but the Cavs they're frauds. They were never going to win it all. And again, they're not fully eliminated yet, but it seems all but certain that they will be eliminated. Maybe not this upcoming game, but for sure the next one. I don't know. It's a joke of a regular season, as we've emphasized and touched on so many times in the show, and it's proving right here that what is the regular? You have the best 60+ win team that's limping in the second round and can't get out. Shows that why would you play hard in the regular season when all your players get hurt in the playoffs if you do?
Yeah, I don't know if they've extended Evan Mobley yet, but if they haven't, he's losing himself a lot of money.
They will.
In these playoffs.
They will. They like him. He was a huge reason why they were the number 1 team in the East this year.
Yeah, did he win 6th Man of the Year?
No, Peyton Pritchard did. But he might have won Most Improved.
Oh, no. He got Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh.
Maybe.
Evan Mobley?
Yeah, dude, look it up.
I got to look it up now.
Well, maybe I don't know if the awards got finalized, but I thought he did. Or I thought he got some award. And then the 6th man, or not 6th man, the Most Improved Player of the Year was like some random dude.
Well, I got one final question on that series for you guys. I mean, I think I might know what Matt's answer is, but do we think that this is more reflective of how good the Pacers are or how fraudulent the Cavs are?
I mean, it's an interesting question. I hate to be the guy that says it, but can both be true here? Like
that's the correct answer.
I think both that's what it is. Yeah. I mean, the Cavs are majorly fraudulent, or I think, to take it one step further, it's like, is this just a front by the Pacers, or, what is their chances of winning it all? And I think amongst the NBA community and fan bases, like, people legitimately think this Pacers team can win it all. So I think that's a testament to them actually being this good, and it's not just being a, one round front and we see them get to the conference finals and they absolutely lay an egg. I think this team has what it takes in terms of talent to go the distance. They haven't really been there other than Siakam. I think, would he be the only one on that team with the ring?
Yeah,
I would think
it's the only team. And then, I have touched on their coach, the old Dallas guy. I'm branking on his name. Rick Carlisle. Experience in the playoffs as well. I think they have enough to get it done, like I said, talent-wise, and slight experience in the coach and one of their star players. But, yeah, like I said, the fan bases, I believe they have enough to get it done. So, to me, that's them just being really good.
Yeah, honorary loser of the week here, Google AI. They failed me again. Evan Mobley did win Defensive Player of the Year. I just had to click on one article. So you were right on that.
Thanks.
If the Pacers keep shooting like this, they can win it all. So, yeah, I agree. And the Cavs have shown they're fraudulent, and I'm very sad to admit it because I love Donovan Mitchell.
And that's all we need to have there. We'll see how that series wraps up. Game 5 tonight, and the other game 5 tonight is the Thunder and the Nuggets. The best series we've seen so far, the most competitive.
I hate it. I hate this series.
A lot of people are going to say
about
Knicks Celtics just because the Knicks took the 2-0 lead and now the Celtics draw one back. But, I mean, this thing's tied up 2-2. You have the former NBA champion, 2 years ago in the Denver Nuggets, Jamal Murray looking all world. Jokic is Jokic. We don't need to touch on that. And then the new blood, the up-and-comers who have dominated the Western Conference for the better half of 2 years, over 2 years, tied up in a second-round matchup of two heavyweights that seemingly the winner of this series gets to the NBA Finals. I don't know what your guys' opinions are. Brian seems to already hate it, but this has been a fun series.
Yeah, I don't know how you hate this, Brian.
They look like heavyweights in the fact it's all fat and slow and 90s basketball. The Nuggets scored 8 points in the first quarter in Game 4. Alex Caruso is the best scorer in this series right now. Like, what are we doing?
This is what people talk about when you see defense in the playoffs.
I was going to say, we see defense. Medium. Some guys are stepping up on some nights, some guys aren't. I mean, that's honestly what
SGA has been a no-show. Jokic has had maybe one.
SGA closed that game out last night.
He had like what, 4 free throws?
9 in the,
has he been a no-show?
Look, I'm the first one to hop on him for the free throws, but 9 points in the fourth quarter, that's what you need from your star player.
That's what he should do. That's what he averages probably. I don't know. It's like fine. Okay.
He scored. And then you look at the other side, and Jokic was nowhere to be found.
That's what I'm talking about. Neither of them have been anywhere to be found. Jokic had 40 and 20 in Game 1, and we haven't seen anything since. Aaron Gordon's out there dropping 13 and 15 and 5. And now Caruso's dropping 23. Like, I don't want to see the role players do that. I want to see Jokic and SGA go back and forth and score 40 apiece, and then Jamal Murray hits some big threes.
But that's what these teams are. They're deep teams. Oh, I shouldn't say deep teams, but it's not focused around. I shouldn't say that either.
Okay,
what am I trying to? They're very capable role players on these teams.
Yes,
very capable. Yes, but I don't know. I just
like Jamal. We're talking about Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, two of the biggest playoff risers.
Yeah, Jamal Murray hasn't been great either. I'm hating the hate, okay? But I just
you really are.
This is the LeBron that ruined my NBA brain because I'm so used to seeing the star go out there and drop 40 a night, and then you have the sidekick do like 20 and 10. And instead I'm seeing Aaron Gordon and Alex Caruso go back and forth in the fourth quarter.
Game 3, we had an OT thriller.
Thriller that they barely eclipsed 200 points in.
Yeah, your boy Aaron Gordon sent us into OT. You got no love for that?
Sure.
Aaron Gordon is, borderline a superstar in himself. So I think it's a little disrespectful to call this guy a role player and to hate on him being a role player going off. Aaron Gordon's a star, man.
He's really good, but I don't know.
He's good. He's a good player. I think he's somewhere between the role player and the star label.
I don't know. Superstar might be nuts, but I think being I don't want to see the schmuck role player go off in the series.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful. And not that you said schmuck, but the way your approach and demeanor was, you might as well have said it.
Okay, I guess the way I should phrase this is the Nuggets were trying to come back in Game 4, and Aaron Gordon took their last 3 shots. That should not happen.
Star player.
With the way that Jokic has been shooting the ball, it's not that surprising. I mean, I would have asked Jamal Murray to take those shots, but sometimes he gets locked up. You got capable guys. Aaron Gordon's been that guy for them. Why are you pissed about that? He's the one who sent you into OT, on a game-tying triple the last game. Why wouldn't you want him taking some of those last chance shots? You're just hating the hate.
I don't like the series. It hasn't been fun. And it's probably because it's been on with 2 games every day, and it's the bad game out of the 2. In the bad game in terms of they're shooting 7 for 40 from 3 combined.
Well, it's the largest spread of all the games at 10.5. The only double-digit spread that we're seeing of the second round, middle of the series games. I guess I'll just get your guys' opinion as we're kind of halfway through this specific second round series. Who comes out on top? Brian, try to dig deep and give us something here. I'm going to go with the Nuggets. I think the experience will propel them. But I know you guys are big Thunder guys, so we'll see where we lean.
I'm going to go with the Thunder. And as much as I would normally go with the experience, what I saw from the Nuggets in Game 4 was a lot of tiredness, a lot of lackadaisicalness. I don't think that they're going to have the mojo to go all 7 with these guys. And I think the Thunder, with the youth, they're able to bounce them.
The Thunder have still not understood that if you just attack Jokic in the paint, SGA can go to the free throw line 40 times, and you can get Jalen Williams open threes. If they haven't done that yet, they're not going to do it, and the Nuggets are going to win. Nuggets in 6.
6? I could see 7, but I do think the experience propels the Nuggets. But we'll see.
Thunder
the series,
in 7.
Series is still young, so we'll see how that one plays out. And then really the final series here that's been weird series, man. Like, I thought the Warriors would be good, but then Steph has been out, and that kind of has killed everything about them. But then people hung on to the Jimmy Butler narrative, and I don't know. He hasn't been able to do it. Is that fair to say? Minnesota's up 2-1. They are a 5.5-point favorite. I believe they're at home for Game 4, up 2-1.
Warriors are at home.
Or they're in Golden State. So, yeah. The lowest seeds we've seen, the 6-seeded Timberwolves and the 7-seeded Warriors. I think with no Steph, this team loses its heartbeat, loses its pulse, and the feisty Minnesota Timberwolves led by Ann Edwards are probably going to be able to wrap this one up and get it done. And no Steph Curry, I don't even know the Warriors win another game.
Can we put some respect on Julius Randle's name?
Sure.
Yeah, we can. After that performance, yes.
Look,
He's been good all year.
Big 3, dude. They have a big 3. Nobody wanted. I mean, they did finish as the 6th seed, so we can't hype this big 3 up that crazy, but it's competitive, and I will say that
third.
Rudy Gobert.
Fuck.
See, that's where you're gonna lose, Jack.
Gobert, Julius Randle, and Edwards. I mean, that's their big 3. Is it, who would you say, the Vanderbilt guy over? No way.
I just don't like. I'm not a fan of Rudy Gobert.
Jaden McDaniels in there.
No,
I
don't think you can.
I mean, they were the 6th seed, but they finished 2 games behind.
Take the blinders off. It's Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, and Ann Edwards.
I don't even think it has to be a big 3. They could win it with the big 2. Of I guess it's just the dynamic.
How about Nas? How about we get Nas Reed in there?
You could give it to Nas Reed.
He doesn't even start.
It's all right.
Lou Williams was a part of big 3s in the past as the 6th man.
I'm not getting into this nitpicking what is and isn't.
Either way, I'm just Anthony Edwards hasn't been great. He's been kind of whining about not getting fouls called, which that's the last person I would expect to kind of be doing that. But Julius Randle looks like the superstar the Lakers thought they were getting when they took him in whatever draft 70 million years ago. If he could be that, and you have Anthony Edwards at his best, this team can go win a finals, especially if Steph Curry's out.
Well, Julius Randle definitely is playing his best basketball right now, but you're right. Him and Ant Edwards. I mean, Ant Edwards has had a shaky series, but he was good in this one. Him and Randle carried them. They did just a little bit more than Jimmy Butler and Jonathan Kuminga, which is expected.
Kuminga dropping 30 is crazy.
It is. It absolutely is. And for him to drop 30 points, you would think that's more than enough to get your team a W. But no, because it's just Jimmy. It was him and Jimmy, and they put up a valiant effort. But I'm taking Ant Edwards and Julius Randle in a 2v2 in that situation. So, yeah, I mean, they couldn't keep up. and they're not going to be able to keep up. To Matt's point, I don't think they win another game unless they get Steph back. And apparently he's going to come back if they make it to a game 6.
Yeah,
That's the rumor right now.
They have that 3-day rest period where I guess he could maybe come back, but I don't know. Also, big playoffs for Gonzaga. You got Kuminga, Chet, and Andrew Nembhard are all balling out. Nembhard might be the only one to make it to the next round, but I want to believe the Warriors can get it to 6, and maybe Steph can come back, but I don't know if even if he comes back, he's effective, because half of his game is running off those screens and just being more in shape than everyone else and just running his defender around in circles. But I really like the Warriors, but I'm taking the Timberwolves.
I am too. And I think game 4 is pivotal, and I think the Wolves take it, and that's why I think they finish the series in 5.
Jimmy's got one in them. Jimmy's got to have one in them.
I mean, maybe. I think the Wolves get this one. The Nuggets clean up their series, which that's the most I not confident pick, because the Thunder could totally win that. So I don't know which way that's going to sway. I'll lean on the experience. I think the Pacers have the Cavs series wrapped up, and I think the Celtics are going to come back on the Knicks and get that one done. Once they tie it up at 2-2, everything's out the door. I think the New York mojo is dead. So the series is won or lost for that Knicks-Celtics series in Game 4 tonight as we're recording it. So I guess we'll already know, but Celtics win that, they win the series. They lose, the Knicks win the series. The whole series, you don't have to get to Game 7. It's Game 4 is the outcome.
You and Stephen A. are on the same boat there. I think Stephen A. said the exact same thing this morning.
I promise you I did not.
Oh, I didn't think you did, but I remember seeing that and laughing because I was like, hey, no.
That. Yeah, I didn't watch it, but that's how I feel.
I mean, it definitely makes sense. Going down 3-1, that might be a little too much for the Celtics. Other than that, I still think that they're able to do this.
Right.
Also,
feels like they should.
Porzingis has been dealing with the bubonic plague or something. So if he doesn't come back, maybe the Knicks have although they just beat him without Porzingis.
Yeah, I think Tatum can kind of right the ship. And as crazy as Brunson's been, as awesome as he's been, Tatum's still the best player in this series. And I think he has the willpower, especially with his supporting cast, to be able to not only win Game 4, but propel them the rest of the series and ultimately punch their ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Jaylen Brown's the best player in this series.
That's crazy.
Jalen Brunson's the best player in this series.
Brian, you don't believe that, number one.
I believe Jaylen Brown's a better basketball player than Jason Tatum.
Tatum won the MVP last year, didn't he?
Jaylen Brown did.
No, he did not.
Jalen Brunson's winning most clutch player
finals
of the year.
MVP. Yep.
Finals
year
MVP.
in, year out.
1A,
Clutch
1B.
player of the year is a fake award.
Yeah, it is fake. But 1A, 1B.
And you want
Tatum's
fucking
1A.
You're winning fucking World Series MVP. Shut up.
Huh?
How wait,
what? No, we need to dissect that. What did you just say?
I said World Series MVP. No one gives a. You win the NBA Finals MVP. No, I don't care. I don't care.
I'd rather win an NBA Finals MVP than a Clutch Player of the Year award.
They could have handed that trophy.
You'd rather win the Clutch Player of the Year award?
No. I'm. This is blasphemy. But all I'm saying is they could have given it to Jaylen Brown. They could have Jason Tatum, Al Horford. By all means, it did not matter who they handed that trophy to. There are plenty of suitable bachelors to win that trophy.
Yeah, look, Tatum is the better player than Brunson. I think of Brunson, both of them, but especially Jaylen Brown. And if you guys want to debate that in the comments, go ahead. But I don't need to waste any more time on that ridiculous argument. One more thing here to wrap up the NBA. We've seen NBC release that Michael Jordan will be added as a special guest or a special insider. I forget the exact terminology. Basically, I feel like calling it a temp role is almost disrespectful, but it'll be a part-time role. It'll
be when
you
it's
know,
convenient for him.
when it's convenient for him to be involved. So, I think the NBC basketball coverage is going to be electric. I know they're bringing – here's where I don't want to get confused. I think they're bringing Carmelo in as well. So we'll have Melo in. But I also know, doesn't Amazon Prime get some games next year? And they have a loaded cast as well over on their side too.
Yeah, a lot of logistical things still are up in the air because I'm 80% sure the Inside the NBA crew is going to be on NBC too, or maybe it's ESPN. I think they're still fighting over that. But either way, MJ is going to be cool. It's going to be like seeing Gretzky on the hockey coverage.
Yeah, it'll be. I mean, we'll have all the, Gretzky will be hockey, MJ will do that, and I think we still get Tom Brady in the booth. So, some big goats calling the game that they once dominated. But yeah, Michael Jordan's kind of been in the shadows. I mean, he owns and runs a NASCAR team. You really don't hear much out of what he's up to and what he's doing. I think this is his first commentary analyst special appearance role. Maybe he did it freshly retired, but I feel like he kind of went into hiding right after he was in the public spotlight, main center of attention for all those years.
Played a lot of golf.
Gambling, and starting his own NASCAR team.
And selling shoes. We can't forget that either.
Yeah, I mean, that's a given when you're talking about MJ. But I think the NBC coming back to the NBA is – and look, it's a cycle, right, guys? We see this every, 5-10 years. The new network gets the rights back, and it's a whole thing. So this is the first time it's going to happen. This is the last time it's going to happen. It's just the way of life. Soon we'll HBO Max will be carrying NFL games.
They have they don't really have them, but they simulcast the Turner because it's all the same.
Right.
thing. But yeah, we're gonna see like gas station TVs have NFL games. But
yeah,
Jack, you think our guy Chuck is mad about getting overshadowed by MJ yet again here?
No, I mean,
I think part of him is.
I mean, maybe a little bit. I mean, dude, at the end of the day, Charles and inside the NBA, that crew, they were better than anybody that's ever done it, and no one's going to be able to replace them. I don't care what Michael Jordan can bring to the table. I don't.
Chuck also thought he was probably better than anyone that's ever done it until a guy named Michael Jordan came along.
Yeah, I mean, Chuck's always slick and quick with the words and has the experience in terms of being on the broadcast. So, I'm sure they could have some back and forth, but MJ always could just be like, yeah, man, look at our playing careers, and that'll have to shut them up real quick. But they're not even – is Chuck on the NBC one?
No, I'm not – they're not going to go head-to-head, but, like, Chuck is at the pinnacle of NBA commentary, and he's got to deal with this bastard again coming in and taking up his spot.
You know what?
Ryan, I've had enough of your shit today. I really have.
It depends how much they expose MJ into, talking and having a full-blown role. Like, I think he might not even be that good.
I don't think he's going to be that good. He's a cocky dude.
Yeah, but there's a way for that to be funny. Like the Last Dance documentary, like he still gets the memes. Like I took that personally, and all the one-line quotes he had. Like he's going to be funny.
He was able to curate that to the nth, like every millisecond.
You think NBC isn't going to let the Air Jordan curate how he's going to do his coverage of basketball games?
Well, he can be live. Is he going to do anything live?
Yeah, it's probably all going to be live.
So, no. I mean, it's a totally different environment than a documentary series where you can literally be like, nah, didn't like that one. Let's get it again.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what his involvement is going to be, but I don't know how much practice he has. We haven't really ever seen him. It is a massive difference being live and then obviously doing it where you can make edits. So we'll see what happens. It's cool to see the GOAT back, I guess, but I don't have a crazy take.
If
other
Brian
than he
presented
might not
this,
be great.
if Brian presented this in a much nicer way that didn't involve slandering Sir Charles Barkley, I could
I'm
have
not
been like a little.
slandering him. I'm just
I could have been.
asking you a question. Like, go inside his headspace. Is he mad about this? I think he is.
No, if he's mad, it's because that his show got canceled in the first place, and not because Michael's doing this.
I think these rivalries, before these players started all liking each other, they're still deep-hearted and they still have animosity towards each other.
I'm sure they do. I don't ever see Charles golfing with Michael.
Well, yeah, because Michael would probably take all of his money.
Yeah, I think you're right there. But that's the NBA playoffs with a nice little Michael Jordan's back next year to wrap up that segment. But I think we should jump into some NFL talk. We have some scheduled games leaking. The biggest one being the Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Dallas Cowboys in week 1. I find it interesting. We usually, at least recently, we haven't seen this, where the Eagles play the Cowboys this early. It's always at least in the middle of the season, towards the end of the season. So it'll be interesting. I don't know what to expect the Eagles this year. I don't love that they have to play Dallas in week 1, to be completely honest with you. And would not be surprised if they screw that game up and blow it and lose week 1. Would not be surprised at all.
There's been 2 teams coming off a Super Bowl championship that have lost the week 1. It was the Ravens after the lights out Super Bowl when the Orioles wouldn't cancel their game and they had to play on the road. And then it was the Chiefs against the Lions a couple years ago when Kadarius Toney had the drop that led to the pick 6. And I don't think Travis Kelce played. Chris Jones was holding out. I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, I don't know. We've got to see how some things shape out. And, even though everybody clowns on Dak and this, that, and the third, like for whatever reason, he has that crazy winning record against the Eagles. I know it's been pretty rough for him the last few years. And he just hasn't been available due to injury and things and whatnot. But I don't love having to play the Cowboys week 1. That's just me being brutally honest.
I think it'll be a fun game, though. They just got George Pickens.
It'll definitely be fun, yeah.
I'm sure that maybe played a hand in this decision as well, especially with that being right before the announcement, right before the scheduled release date, which is tomorrow, as you guys believe. This comes out the 14th. That should be a great matchup. Hopefully the Cowboys are healthy and we can get a good game. Otherwise, I expect the Eagles to take care of business.
The Cowboys could be throwing George Costanza as their wide receiver too, and the NFL would still put them in primetime.
Yeah, they definitely could, but it's not going to happen. But they would still, to your point, get thrown in primetime. Yeah, what I found interesting, they released like opponents' win percentage average, and the Giants have the toughest schedule coming up this year. Average opponent win percentage was like 571, I think it was, and that was the highest of last year. So I don't know how they got dealt that schedule, but maybe the owner had a hand and really wants Dable and Joe Schmo out of town. So he said, hey, we might actually not be horrible with some pieces we added, but let's give them the toughest schedule to go up against as well.
Yeah, well, you play the teams that finish the same as you in the other divisions, but the Giants were just that much worse than every other team that finished in last, I guess. Did the Giants finish in last? They must have, right?
Yeah, they had to have.
In your division, yes, you finished last.
Yeah, because Cooper Rush, I think, came in and won a couple games for Dallas, right?
Yeah, maybe they make them 2 years in advance, the opponents. Because I guess it'd be hard to. I don't know, but either way, yeah. It's a good thing. The Giants need to lose. I hope they start Russ the first half of the season and they lose every game, and then Jackson Dart's ready and he gets some reps at the end. That'd be the ideal scenario.
Are you locked into Jackson Dart as the franchise quarterback going forward?
I'm seeing so much propaganda on social media about how he has like the best random quarterback score that I've never heard of before, that only Lamar Jackson was up there and they're tied as the best ever. And it's
starting.
It's starting.
Brian's becoming a fan of Jackson Dart.
I mean, I like the pick. I've slowly warmed up to the fact Jackson Dart may be the franchise quarterback, but the fact I'm seeing these people compare him to Lamar Jackson and saying he had a better, I think it's SOR. I want to say SOS, but I don't think it's that. I'll find it after the podcast and send it to you guys. But he was tied. It's a scale of 0 to 100, and there's been 2 quarterbacks ever to get 100: Lamar Jackson and Jackson Dart.
Yeah, and they both have Jackson in their name, so it ties in there as well. But Jackson Dart wasn't like he was good at Ole Miss, but he didn't strike me as like superstar in the NFL caliber type of guy. But I guess anything can happen. Anything is possible.
He's like, I definitely didn't think he was going to go in the first round, but I've always been a fan of him.
It's
maybe the Giants saw something. Yeah, Brian, I'm really curious what metrics they could possibly be looking at for this rating, where Lamar Jackson and Jackson Dart, 2 fairly different quarterbacks as far as play style goes.
Yeah, this is actually like this list, the rest of the rankings here at the top of this list, it makes you think this is pretty valid. So the SPS is the star predictor score. It simulates the potential score of players trying to predict their success when entering the NFL. The list is Jackson Dart scored 100. Lamar Jackson had a 99.2. Jalen Hurts had a 99. Big Ben had a 97.7. Mahomes had a 96.2. Deshaun Watson, who was good in the front, had a 96.
This has nothing to do with the player. It has everything to do with the situation around them.
Situation and their athletic scores. Anthony Richardson, I think, did pretty well on this. He wasn't in the top whatever this list is. This ends at Josh Allen had a 92. But like everyone on this list, Josh Allen, Kyler, Cam Newton, Deshaun Watson, Mahomes, Big Ben, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson have all been good NFL quarterbacks at one point in time.
I guess they all had some sort of freak trait that made them good, whether it was athleticism, speed, being big, not being able to be taken down. I guess that makes sense. There's different archetypes there that I'm seeing. There's the Josh Allens, there's the Big Bens, the big boys, and then there's the speeds. There's like an athleticism guys like Lamar, Jalen Hurts, Kyler. Does Cam Newton? Well, he's freak of nature. One of one, man. One of one. He was both. But where does Jackson Dart fit into that?
So I think the thing about Dart and why he ranked so high on this is because he is good at all of those things, not great at any of them. So a bunch of these quarterbacks coming out were probably great at their one trait, which made their score go way up, but they weren't as good at everything else. He probably ranks consistently above average in everything for a prospect. But again, it's like if he isn't as good as any of those, and if he can't get better, then he's probably not going to do much.
So he's Bo Nix.
I'd take that. Bo Nix looked good last year.
I mean, yeah, Bo Nix was solid, but it's also like the Giants.
That's another problem.
Like
he's got Malik Neighbors to throw to now.
Neighbors and I guess that's it.
Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, Theo Johnson.
Oof. Yeah.
Cam Scatterbo is wearing number 44. I love that number on him. Get the Bradshaw back.
What's he going to play linebacker?
Looks like Peyton Hillis out there.
No, Ahmad Bradshaw.
That's pretty nuts. But yeah, no. Anything else? Do we have some international games fall? I know we did, and I tweeted it out. I think the New York Jets are the new Jacksonville Jaguars in terms of the London games. Are they on like a three-year streak of playing in London?
The Jets, I don't know, but
they are. I think.
I wish the Jags would take a year off. Doesn't seem like that's going to happen.
Well, they're the permanent. They're the permanent every year team. I mean, there's already a solidified fan base in London for the Jacksonville Jaguars, so that's never going to change. Could there be a 1A, 1B situation where two teams dominate the London market? I think the New York Jets are knocking on that doorstep.
Dude, the Jets are such a poverty franchise. I click on this link on their website, hoping they'd show me their history of London games, and it's to fill out a form to get tickets. Just show me when you played there. I know they played there when Kyle Pitts scored one of his only touchdowns in the NFL, and they beat the Falcons. And I want to say they played there last year too. They played the Browns last year there, right?
Yeah, they did play there last year. No, they played the Vikings last year in London.
So Browns must have been 2 years ago. Yeah, so they're on a streak because they definitely played the Browns over there too.
And they play, I think, the Vikings again this year. No, maybe not. I don't know who it is, but they play again. What's the Jaguars streak? Like 8 years?
Oh, they just go every year.
Too long.
Think Khan had to deal with the stadium over there.
He tried to buy Wembley for a long time, and I think that ended up falling through, but that's where we're playing.
That is where they are playing. I think the other thing that fell was Eagles and Commanders, Brian, Saturday at 4:00 in Week 16. Is that confirmed as well?
Yeah, we don't know the times, but the doubleheader Week 16 Saturday will be Commanders, Eagles, and Bears, Vikings. Bears and Packers.
Bears, Packers. And then didn't we have a Spanish game or a Madrid game? Spain game?
Yeah, we still have to get the Friday Brazil game and the Spain
I think
game.
that's Chiefs-Chargers.
Okay. So then
rumored.
The
Maybe
Spain
a rumor.
game has been rumored to be the Commanders. And I think the Dolphins would also be rumored there. That'd be fun.
I mean, every team in Brazil, or every team, when they do that Brazil game, win in Brazil, win the Super Bowl. Chiefs are headed there.
I don't know if you're going to get me there if Justin Herbert ends up winning that game.
Well, if the Chiefs win, nobody wants to see them win another one. Unless you do.
Options. It's getting easy. The Chiefs or the Chargers. Script's already in.
That's like that's the rumor that it's going to be the Chiefs and the Chargers that Friday night. Remember they did Friday night last year. So Friday night football in Brazil, Chiefs Chargers. It's the rumor.
Wouldn't hate it. Didn't they do that? Kicked off the season 2 years ago. Chiefs Chargers.
No. Chiefs Lions.
Chiefs Lions. And then last year was Chiefs Ravens.
Oh, maybe it was the first Thursday night football game was Chiefs Chargers a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and then
true Thursday night football.
Pretty big switch up.
Oh, actually, it's good. It's good. I think I might remember.
We were watching it in Auburn.
Yeah, I think I might remember that.
For sure. All right. I don't know if there's any other crazy NFL news other than, I guess, on the Wednesday show we could do a little bit of a breakdown of the. I don't know when that releases.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again with the. I think last year was when we took our team schedules and predicted wins losses. I think I had the Giants at like 9 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had the Jags winning 10 games. So.
No, it was like 12.
Should have been 14, Matt.
Which is insane. But
gave your Eagles a run for their money. Don't forget that.
Who did? And wins?
He also got aided by a phantom fumble.
The Jags in the week 9 loss.
Oh, and Saquon Barkley hurdled the guy backwards?
Yes.
Yeah, and then somehow didn't fumble a ball that they called a fumble.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence almost came back in that one.
Super Bowl champs. Almost. Horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah, but, that's what I'm saying. Jags are right there, baby.
They're right there, knocking on the doorstep. Look out. All right, so the NBA draft lottery starts in 5 or so minutes. We're going to do a little live reaction. We'll try and cut it up a little bit so there isn't a lot of dead time here. But we are in the midst of a commercial break, and like I said, I think we have about 5 or so minutes to go until we find out the fate of Cooper Flagg. Jack, Brian, you guys have had the most heated rivalry for the NHL playoffs. Big win by the Florida Panthers the other night, Jack. How are you now feeling?
Fantastic. And it's just that much better. Actually, Brian, I've been giving you a lot of hate for just going on the opposite side of the ropes as me this whole time. We're just battling, just cursing at each other from opposite sides of the field. But this part about it is fun. When we do win, when the Panthers win, when I get to rub it in your face, when your team puts up a freaking goose egg in the playoffs. What's going on, bud? Austin Matthews still choke artist? What?
Yes.
You are just so full of yourself over there. They won last year. That was last year.
The Panthers are my team, man. They keep proving me right.
Yeah, where's the Panthers flag? Huh?
Well, you want my pin? You want me to get my
No.
pin out again?
No, I don't want to see your pin. I
Panthers
don't want to
again?
see your stupid pin pinned on your stupid chest because the Toronto Maple Leafs are coming. They put up a bagel. That's fine. They needed a rest day. They needed to give the Panthers one before they win it at home in good old Canada and think it's going to come home before the Washington Capitals, I hope, beat them.
You and your Capitals and your Canadians and your Maple Leaf, bro. Your allegiances are everywhere. Yeah, it's just complete crap. I'm sticking with my Panthers. They proved me right again. Shout out Sam Bennett for the dirty dangles, breaking ankles, and celebrating, man. Shout out Matthew Chuck with the sick assist. I'm pretty sure that was Verhaeghe who scored it. So, yeah, dude. Shout out the boys who are just getting it done. And, yeah, your Maple Leafs. How about them?
They'll be fine. They'll be fine. They have the CN Tower up there. They have the power of – what else does Toronto have? They have a good milkshake at the Lookout. They'll channel all that energy, and they'll beat the Florida Panthers. Where do they even play? Where do the Florida Panthers play their hockey matches, games?
Sunrise, Florida.
Sunrise, Florida. It's like right outside Boca.
Yeah, the sun will not rise on the Florida Panthers after this series.
We're gonna burn your Maple Leafs. I don't know what you want from me here. We're gonna turn you into
come up with
syrup.
a pun here, Jack.
We're gonna turn you into syrup, bitch.
Yeah, fair enough. We have some breaking news, so Jack and I just don't have to make bad puns back and forth. The NFL has released its Christmas Day and Black Friday games. The Chicago Bears will travel to Lincoln Financial Field to take on the Eagles on Black Friday.
Yeah, I just saw that. You broke the news for me. I was about to bring it up as well. Black Friday football is back. I'm assuming that game's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that'll be on Prime Video.
Yeah, because they miss out their Thursday night because it's Thanksgiving. So they will not lose out on a game and get some Black Friday football. That game last year was at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Is that a good time slot for that game? Should it be later? Is 4 o'clock good on Black Friday? I don't know.
Essentially a Sunday.
Yeah,
last year was such a bad game, I think. Like the Jets Dolphins, was that what that game was?
Might have been 2 years ago when we had Tim Boyle take on the Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that.
Tyler Thompson.
Yeah, like that Black Friday game was atrocious. So, look, Caleb Williams comes to Philly and takes on the defending champs and Jalen Hurts and the rest of the squad, Saquon Barkley. So, I don't know. Maybe it'll be a little more. It'll definitely be more electric for me as my team's playing, but at least for the common fan that'll be watching, hopefully a little bit of a better product.
Yeah, it should
be. I mean, it'll depend on the success of the Bears, quite honestly. I think there's zero doubt in anyone's mind that the Eagles will be back and be good and prepared to win again. But the Bears, another disappointing season last year with Caleb Williams, his first year, so give him some time. But now they have Ben Johnson coming into the fold as the new head coach. Could be a totally new team that's actually giving the Eagles a run for their money, or maybe they suck and no one's excited for the game.
Yeah. Also, one of you has to turn your TV down.
That's definitely Matt.
Are you like super far ahead, Jack?
No.
Did they pick anything yet or no?
No. They just selected the 14th pick.
All right, we're lined up.
All right. Can you turn
Turn
your volume down?
Oh, is it? You guys can hear that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude.
All right. Well, as we wait for these balls to fall, I think they just started.
They're doing a pretty rapid fire here.
They are. So the Spurs at 14, the Hawks at 13, the Bulls at 12, Blazers at 11. Oh, the Mavs are in the top 4.
Oh boy. If Nico Harrison gets rewarded for trading Luka Doncic and gets Cooper Flagg, that would be all time.
The Rockets in the 10 spot. The Raptors in the 9. The Spurs are
I mean,
in
the Spurs
the
are
top
get a top
4.
4 pick.
Spurs are in the top 4.
The Sixers have Jared McCain there.
He looks rattled.
The Nets in the 8 spot. Oh, God, this is looking too good for the Sixers.
This is looking really good for the. I'm starting to think of.
Oh, my gosh. I think we get the pick at least.
Yep.
I'm starting to think the NBA is going to rig it Wemby and Cooper Flagg, though.
Oh, the Sixers are top 4 guaranteed.
Wow. Sixers
Oh,
top
my
4.
God.
Well, the Wizards with 6.
The Wizards in the
That's
6.
a real shame.
They're just perennially screwed.
That is a shame for the Washington Wizards.
Oh, my gosh. How are the Mavs in the top 4, dude?
The Jazz end up at 5.
This
So
is
Cooper
nuts,
Flagg
dude.
will be going to the Mavs, the Spurs, the Sixers, or the Hornets. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Those are 4 ridiculous options.
There's no way the NBA lets him go to the Hornets.
LaMelo,
All right. Wow.
Brandon
All right.
Miller.
You get a quick breakdown recap of whatever we just watched. That was pretty intense, man. I thought for sure they were gonna like flip. It would have flipped the Sixers card, right? It wouldn't have flipped an OKC card.
Yeah.
Like if they were like 7, it wouldn't.
They would have flipped the Sixers. And
Yeah.
then gone to OKC.
Holy smokes!
I feel so bad for the Wizards, dude.
Where did they go?
6. That was the worst they could have got.
Look, last week the Flyers got killed in their lottery. Killed. They got the same thing that happened to the Wizards happened to the Flyers. The worst possible pick they could have got was 6, and that's where they landed. Holy shit. In the top 4. I don't know how Dallas somehow snuck into the top 4, but they're there. That seems pretty surprising.
That's wild.
Like, I don't know how they get.
So, I mean, I think for the NBA's sake here, either the Spurs or the Sixers would be the best landing spot for Cooper Flagg. If he goes to San Antonio and you get Wemby and Cooper Flagg down there.
Yeah, because what? Yeah,
you keep them 2 forever and you fill in the role players around them forever.
It's Tim Duncan and David Robertson again.
Dude, they got they have Nick Nurse, Daryl Morey, and Elton Brand all sitting at a table there.
I saw something about how Cooper Flagg needs to go to an Eastern Conference team, and I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, so revive the Eastern Conference.
At least a team over there. I mean, the West is loaded enough already. Like the Spurs, like they got Wemby. They don't need Cooper Flagg. You want the last 2 generational talents, you get both of them? That doesn't seem quite fair.
Yeah, I do think my instant reaction to the Hornets was you mentioned LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. It'd be fun if he went to the Hornets, but the Hornets are just so mismanaged.
They're just so mismanaged, and like, dude, Cooper Flagg will go to the Hornets, and then like LaMelo Ball will like leave.
Yeah,
or like won't be there for the entire like time that Flagg's there, and it'll just be like so stupid.
I feel like Cooper Flagg going from the Duke or like the Duke basketball program to the Hornets, it will be even less professional than what he's used to. That should
also be cool.
Shouldn't fly.
I don't know how far Charlotte is from Raleigh, but or Durham.
Not that far. Not that far.
It's not that far, but I don't think it's like super close either.
It's a handful. It's a couple hours.
You probably have a lot of overlapping fans there, so it would be cool
for sure.
But there are also
plenty. See this guy go to Charlotte.
There are also plenty of UNC fans in North Carolina that hate him. So
maybe, I don't know if you can really convert those people into Hornets fans.
No, yeah. You need to keep him out of the Carolinas. You got to keep him away from Wemby and the Spurs. Are we really saying that the Sixers are the best option here?
They
The
are.
Mavs could win a finals next year with him, Kyrie, and
If
Anthony Davis if Kyrie comes back.
Dude, Nico Harrison would just be the luckiest son of a gun alive if somehow they were able to pull Cooper Flagg.
Maybe the NBA wants to save his job because he's buddy with all the executives.
If he goes to the Mavs, it's a joke. The best fit is him going to Philly.
Embiid,
The Duke
Flagg,
76ers.
McCain, Maxey.
Yeah.
Is Paul George going to be the 3? Is he playing anymore?
Yeah, put Flagg at the 4, Paul George at the 3, Maxey at the 2, and McCain at the 1. Or I guess they're kind of interchangeable.
Yeah, they're the backcourt.
They're just the 1-2.
That'd be filthy. If you get Paul George and Embiid to play.
Yeah, and then Flagg at the 4, and then
big if.
Do Maxey McClain.
That is a pretty gross starting 5. Sorry, that was me.
I was gonna say I don't know.
Can you hear me? My TV.
So
right
just
now?
by the odds of the balls, the Sixers have the best shot here. Or no, the Hornets. The Hornets have the best shot.
Hornets
Sixers have the second best shot.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
4th pick.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, it's the Hornets. Oh my!
The Sixers are the front runner. Do the Sixers land them?
Oh, they get the
No
three.
way!
Wow, he's gonna go to San Antonio, dude. He's gonna go to San Antonio.
Oh my God,
he's a Maverick. Nico
Oh
Harrison.
my God,
It's so rigged. It's so
Are you
rigged.
kidding me?
It is.
with
The
that?
NBA is so rigged.
That is rigged.
NBA is so rigged. That is
They
unbelievable.
needed to do something to save Dallas, the Dallas Mavericks organization after they trade away Luka, their franchise player. There's nobody that's coming to save Mavs fans except for Cooper Flagg.
All right. Will, you're going to have to edit this out, but I'm going to see if we can get a live reaction right now from one of our good friends, Brock, huge Mavs fan. Let's see if we can get him on the line to end this podcast here.
It's a joke.
Bro, dude, the NBA is so fucking rigged. There's no fucking way.
Brock, I want to let you know you are we're recording the podcast right now, so I wanted your live reaction to this.
Yeah, dude. There's no way the NBA is not rigged. There's 1.8% chance, dude. Total rig job by Adam Silver to get Luka to the Lakers, and we get the first pick.
Dude, I thought they were gonna rig it for the Spurs, and then we're sitting here, we're like, wait, they're gonna save Dallas, they're gonna save Nico's job, and he's gonna be a Dallas Maverick.
Oh, yeah. Well, here we go. Just give him like 7 more years, and we'll probably trade him away for peanuts again.
Yeah, well, I'm happy for you, Ben. Go celebrate.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Live reaction from Brock.
Unbelievable. That is just unbelievable. We've been talking about it for months since the trade went down. Mavericks fans are in shambles. There's no one coming to save them. You know, they're risking their whole future on 2 guys that are hurt and old, and this was the only thing that could have saved them and saved fan sanity.
They can win the finals next year if Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving are healthy.
Yeah, they have Cooper Flagg at the booth right now. Like, at least they got the 3rd pick, right? At least doomsday scenario didn't happen, so we can rejoice that and be happy about that. The pick didn't go to OKC. The seemingly rich didn't get richer, as I don't think they need another pick. So the Sixers keep their pick. They'll be drafting 3rd. I don't know. I got to do some research on prospects. I know Ace Bailey's there. Harper's there. A lot of people like the guy Edgecombe from Baylor. So I know there's prospects there. But, oh, my gosh, man, it just seemed like once the Hornets went 4, it seemed like, oh my gosh, this is going to fall to the Sixers. And somehow, some way, the Dallas Mavericks, of all teams, who just committed basically superstar suicide by getting rid of Luka Doncic, get bailed out by the lottery, the league, like whatever you want to call it. And, I'll take the 3rd pick. The Sixers should still be very good next year when they come back healthy, or hopefully come back healthy. But, oh, man, that was close. That was freaking close.
Yeah, the one saving grace, I'm going to assume it's Ace Bailey at number 3. Like you said, there may be some late movement with the mocks and prospects, but Ace Bailey fits where you would have put Cooper Flagg. He's obviously not nearly the same player, but he is a good stretch forward, and that's a position of need for the Sixers. And he could be a very good player, all-star level player, but he's not Cooper Flagg.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. At least they got the 3rd pick, and it could have been the 6th pick where it really you see a drop off, at least in terms of where the mock drafts are. Again, Jalen Brunson was the 33rd pick, and look where he is now. So anything can happen, but they don't get the 1. They still keep the pick. They get to draft 3rd. They return what should be a pretty elite team, hopefully healthy next year. And they get to add a young draft pick. And look, I think Morey made the Maxey pick. Morey made the McLean pick. I mean, guy's not Howie Roseman, but he's been making some solid draft picks. And these weren't, top 5 picks. I mean, Maxey was 19? McLean was 16. So I think I trust Daryl Morey not to royally screw this pick up.
Look, if you're a Sixers fan, you got to be happy with how this shaked out.
Right.
It's could have been as bad as you guys not even having a pick here, and you're in the top 3. It definitely worked out better than you could have ever asked for. Cooper Flagg was a little bit of a pipe dream, but I guess not if the Mavs were able to get him.
Yeah, the Mavs were a longer shot than the Sixers were. So them getting the pick.
Honestly, my biggest takeaway from this, though, I'm the most pissed off for the Wizards and for the Hornets. I mean, they are just easily the 2 biggest bottom feeders in the league, and have been like year in and year out for the past few seasons, and they end up with the 4th and 6th picks. It's ridiculous. They should be 1 and 2.
Yeah, and I'm also kind of thinking this is even more rigged now, because obviously Flagg's the prospect to get here, but like you were saying, him and Wemby are both front court players. Now with the Spurs at number 2, you get the best guard in this draft class, Dylan Harper, go along with Stephon Castle, and then you have Wemby up front. So it's like, hey, maybe they wanted to pair Wemby with another superstar guard. I'm starting to think this is a little rigged.
It's where does, and again, we don't have to go on a huge, but what is, everybody returns healthy. What is the Mavericks starting 5? Cooper Flagg's an immediate starter, correct? This isn't going to be like a 6-man situation.
He immediately starts at the 4. Well, I mean, they have a big roster. It's
so Davis plays, AD plays 5.
Clay, Flagg, Anthony Davis, and Daniel Gafford.
Yeah, Gafford plays like the 5.
And then PJ Washington off the bench.
PJ off the bench. That's a top
I feel
5
like you're
team
almost,
in the West.
I think you would even basically be asking Cooper Flagg to play the 3.
Yeah. AD's going to play the 4. I didn't even know they had
If you
Gafford.
want to go small, you get PJ Washington in there and put Gafford on the bench and play AD at the 5.
Yeah. Which isn't even that small, like 87 foot.
Flagg's what, 6'10"?
Huge. Too.
Yes, Flagg's like 6'9", 6'10". So it's not like this is like a super small ball lineup.
Yeah, and Flagg's a great defender. Oh, man, that's a gross team.
I think you're right, Brian, in terms of Sixers' sake. Ace Bailey makes the most sense now. You're right. They didn't need to go get a guard here. They needed that superstar stretch 4 caliber player, which is what Cooper Flagg is. That obviously would have been the best case scenario, but I know Ace Bailey's a pretty raw prospect, but I think, with the experience the Sixers have, hopefully, they've been solid with developing young guys. McLean should have won Rookie of the Year last year. He didn't get hurt. Maxey obviously is blooming into a superstar player. So I think the developmental staff or whoever has been solid. And, if Ace Bailey's probably the pick at 3, I'm trying to think of where else they could go.
If Ace Bailey was in last year's draft, he's the first overall pick. He's a great player. Last year's draft was pretty bad, but
yeah, that's true. It was
horrendous. Maybe most NBA drafts, he's a top 2 pick, maybe a number 1 pick. Just so happens he's in the Cooper Flagg draft.
Is there a world where the Spurs take Bailey at 2?
No, they'll go Dylan Harper. I think Harper has separated himself.
Okay, so he's just outright the better player, even if Bailey was a need for the Spurs.
Yeah.
Really?
It was kind of like a 1A, 1B situation, but I think now it's clearly Harper.
It's clearly
is
Harper.
Going to.
All right, well, like I said, Jack touched on it. At least the Sixers get to keep a pick, and it's not, the 5th or 6th pick. It's the 3rd pick. So I'll take that. I thought they for sure weren't even going to get the pick, so I guess I'll take the 3rd pick. Ace Bailey seems like the guy they need to get. Will fit right in that 4 spot, and they'll have some flexibility so Paul George doesn't have to play the 4 and just get absolutely beat up on a nightly basis.
Yeah, I think you'll be happy with Ace Bailey.
Yeah, I think I got to start watching some more highlights. I remember I watched a little bit. Rutgers also was pretty poor last year.
They were bad.
They didn't even make the tournament, so
they were my sleeper team that stayed asleep.
But again, I'll take it back in. Not, Cooper Flagg, we would have been all the way back in. Delusionally back in. We'll wait and see. But that's all I got for this one. I'll take the 3rd pick and move on to the next shit show that's going to have. But I don't know. Damn, we were that close to Cooper Flagg.
You are now in the mix.
It's close. Fuck the Mavericks. I'm out.
It's a hard comeback.
Please.